You won't believe this, but this is the story of Tyler cutting his parachute cords in a river. He clung to a branch for dear life and scrambled. Levi was hanging in a tree like a bat, knocked out cold, vaguely sensing something creeping up on him. When he opened his eyes and looked up, a massive bug seemed to be waving at him, looking like a fuzzy potato. Subtitles. Levi hastily swung his weapon at it, only to discover that the substance beneath it was as sticky as glue, firmly adhering it to the ground, making him feel as if he were working in a pottery workshop. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't break free, and to make matters worse, sharp teeth suddenly popped up around him. These teeth were closing in, like they were making breakfast pancakes, and just when he was about to become the main course, the gunshot rang out. It was Tyler, swooping in like a hero, shattering those sharp teeth with his weapon and freeing Levi in the process. They decided to plow through the mist in search of the zipline at the east wall. But right out of the gate, the vibes felt a tad off. They noticed something darting in the fog, and before they knew it, a figure on horseback came charging in, knocking Tyler flat. Levi wasn't lucky either, as another horse sent him flying. When he got up, he realized the rider looked like a tree person who fell out of it. Tyler tried to move, only to be pounced on by another horse riding Hollow Man, slamming him to the ground. But Tyler was not one to mess with. He quickly turned the tables, subduing the Hollow Man and wrapping up this little game. Meanwhile, another Hollow Man tangled with Levi, but Levi seized the chance and fired his rifle at the Hollow Horse. He then dealt with the Hollow Man on the ground, only to watch the knife-wielding one make a sneaky escape. When they regrouped and saw the Hollow Men, Levi quipped, "They must be starving and want to use us as dinner." When he crouched down for a closer look, he found out they were all decked out in 1940s military gear. Just like Gold said, that 2,500-man squad was supposed to wipe out the Hollow Men, but they vanished without a trace, like they turned. Yet here we were, still finding their uniforms. As they pressed on, the view ahead made the bones gel. The trees had morphed all around. Twisted trees made of bone seemed to be born to tell tales of unimaginable suffering. After a while, they stumbled upon a construction area, the ground riddled with cracks like a cookie's surface after being stepped on. The buildings were crawling with creepy vines, creating a stark contrast to the eerily calm outside, while spine-chilling howls echoed all around. For safety's sake, they ducked into a nearby church, but the sight inside left them speechless. All the pews were occupied by human bodies. Upon inspection, Levi realized these people had taken their own lives out of despair, a horrific thought indeed. He pondered what horror could drive someone to end their life. As Tyler looked up at the church ceiling, a spider-like creature suddenly sprang to life, and then countless monsters made of skulls came flooding in like a tidal wave. Despite being veterans of the liquor test and handling it like pros, this was no way to carry on, so Tyler decided it was time to. So, he blasted open an escape route with explosives, and after a short sprint, they finally reached the canyon's mouth, but the howls were closing in fast. They had to hide in the canyon tunnel, seal the entrance fast, and explore further, shocked by what lay inside. Strange finds were everywhere, and human remains of various kinds were scattered throughout the lab. Tyler quickly spotted a videotape. Perhaps it could reveal the truth about what had transpired here. They found a working generator and played the tape, finally bringing the truth to light. In 1946, this was the Alliance's top-secret base, and later in WW2, the US and USSR developed devastating bioweapons. Unfortunately, just a few days ago, they experienced an 8.1 quake that wrecked the place pretty badly. Bioweapons leaked, causing the canyon's creatures' genes to start blending like a horrible science experiment gone wrong. The immunity champs were doing okay for the moment, but once infected, they'd mutate within 5 days. To prevent the gas from spreading, many opted for self-sacrifice, thinking a few hours wouldn't be a big deal. Right now, the priority was to find a way out. They quickly found some computer gear in another room. When they powered up the computer, they uncovered even deeper secrets. A quasi-military group called Black Fox had taken over this place, but instead of destroying the canyon, they chose to keep developing bioweapons, trying to create super soldiers. Now that's the bigger secret here. The two realized they had been sent on a mission to guard this dreadful secret. Next, Levi opened a file called Wandering Doom and discovered it was a self-destruct program for the canyon. Once the canyon was compromised, the program would kick in, creating a safety zone of 4.2 kilometers. They decided to return to the exit at once. Before leaving, Levi told Tyler, "If we can't escape, he'll die without regret." Subtitles. Tyler replied, "Our meeting was truly rare. Now let's give it our all." But when they reached the door, their drop packs had vanished. Levi quickly realized the Hollow Men seemed to have some smarts. Peeking out the door, their packs were sitting on an open patch way off, with no enemies in sight. To avoid detection, Tyler tossed out 2 smoke bombs for cover, but as soon as he grabbed the pack, he fell right into a hollow man trap. His leg got lassoed, and a fast horse dragged him away. Levi sprang into action and gave chase. Tyler desperately tried to cut the rope, but that horse was just too speedy. Eventually, he got knocked out cold. For more exciting content, please subscribe to our channel.